Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Elevateher series, and we have got Hannah, my little Irish pocket rocket. We're going to talk about Hannah's journey from before she started with me, through obviously starting with me and then obviously doing her first ever fitness event, as well as her first photo shoot as well, and also having her second photo shoot booked, which is super exciting. Have you forgot? What?
The second what?
The second
photo shoot.
Did I?
Yeah, that's what threw me off. I was like,
Fitness
this thing
event.
now basically thrown into that I'm doing the photo shoot.
Yeah. I booked you on it now, yeah. Yeah, okay. Fitness event. I meant to say fitness event. Okay, we're going to go from now. So, I want to talk to you about your journey, your struggles before coaching, what you were struggling with, what you was up to, things like that.
Yes.
I can hold it. It's alright.
Okay.
You can talk down it.
Right.
Maybe come a bit closer. So I can
Okay. I forgot the question already. That's why I was just like, okay.
So I'm talking to you about your struggles before coaching, what you was doing, how you felt, because I wanted to kind of talk about the difference between then and now.
Right. So my struggles probably would have been just a routine. So in my life, it was just a bit chaotic with like my work and trying to find that balance. I mean, it still is a bit hit and miss, but like it's a lot better compared to whenever you first met me. I was just a bit like one meal a day, if that, or it could just be like a snack, and then because it'd be that over it maybe the day before that I'm thinking, oh my god, I can't like overeat today. Like it was just such a toxic mindset and thinking like, no, I don't want to like overeat and things like that.
Okay, so it's a little bit of a bad relationship with food there. Like,
Yeah.
if we ate too much on one day, we didn't want to eat again the next day.
Yeah, exactly. So then I think like, because I'd wake up very bloated, I'd be like, oh my god, no, I need to starve myself, which is obviously like the worst thing I could have done for myself considering everything that's been happening and went on. So yeah.
Okay, and how would you describe yourself then to now? Like, what are the differences?
I think like I prioritise my protein way more. Like I'm always like more self-conscious about like what foods I'm eating rather than like, okay, like I can eat that and it'll be fine because I can starve myself for like however long. Whereas now I'm making better choices. I'd be like, I'd rather have like yogurt in the morning rather than go for like a bowl of cereal and things like that. And then also if I did want a snack, like I'm thinking more like volume rather than tasteful.
Yeah, no. And how would you kind of describe your views like back then to now? Like, how have you changed like mentally and how you see like fitness and food and stuff like that?
Like I look at food now as fuel more so than like an enemy. Like I'm like, no, I need the food. It's needed for me to get me my like results and whatnot. Whereas back then I was like, no, like if I train, it's fine. I'm burning off that crap that I was eating, which it just doesn't work that way at all.
Yeah. And how would you describe like your confidence back then to now and like the person that you are now?
So my confidence back then, probably shocking. I mean, my confidence is still working, but like I'm a lot happier and I've got more energy and stuff like that there, and that's purely just down to eating, which is mad because I like would have always been like, oh, like I don't need that. And like even today, like it's so weird, but like my hair was falling out as well, and like I know that's down to like not eating the right food, because my boyfriend, he was like to me today, he was like, what, so like just because you've been eating more veg and fruit, like your hair's like not falling out as much? And I'm like, yeah. Which is like crazy because like this whole time like I was thinking, oh my god, I'm going bald like a man, but it's like purely because I was starving myself from that much nutrients that like my body wasn't able to like absorb anything, that it's like had such a nasty effect.
Yeah, so you've kind of regained that now.
Yeah.
And we're like eating a lot better, we've got a better routine. This is
Yes.
good. Talk us through why you did your first ever fitness event, what that's kind of shown you, like how it's like kind of giving you a bit more confidence and like proven to you that you can do things, because before it you was absolutely pooing yourself. You was honestly bad mindset. You was like, I can't do this, I'm not strong enough, I'm not fit enough. And what has now you've done it, what has that kind of proven to you?
I think why I done it was obviously because of you, like, not in a negative way, but like in a really positive way, you gave me the confidence to be like, no, you can do this. Like, as much as like the like negative talk, I was like speaking to myself saying like, no, I'm never going to be able to be that way. I always wanted to do it as well, but I thought like I can never get myself to there. So just wanting to actually do it, having you support me in doing it, and then also just being like, fuck it, let's just do it. And then the confidence from actually like finishing it and completing it, I was like, oh my god, like I can actually do something like this. It's not like as scary as what it seems like on a like 10-second TikTok video of like all those people doing it. You're thinking, oh, I could never be one of those people, but then actually doing it, it's like, okay, like it's doable, this, and just makes me want to like progress and do more of it. So yeah,
because you've kind of proven to yourself that you can do it, and like all that negative self-talk, you're like, actually I've just proven to myself that I can do it. If I put the work in, I can actually do it, because you are stronger than you think.
yes.
And I think you just needed that time to actually prove to yourself that you can do it. And I think finishing it has just like opened up a whole different kind of book for you to like be like, actually I can do so much more.
Yeah.
Because I think you came into fitness as you just wanted to be the smallest version of yourself.
Yeah.
And you just kind of wanted to be skinny. And now you've kind of proven to yourself that actually I can be strong, I can be fit, I can do anything that I want to do.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's...
Yeah, because I had something in my head there I was about to say, but it's completely gone. I think as well what put me off it was because you see so many of those like fitness people and you're like, you're not one of them, and then actually doing it, you're like, right, okay, you've got so many other people doing it that don't post the videos because obviously they're on their own journey as well, that you forget that there's other people just like you as well doing them.
Yeah, I think you touched on something there, as in like when you go on social media and you see all the people doing the events and stuff like that, it's all like the people with the abs, and you know, they don't really show the bad parts of things, or not like the bad parts, but you know, the natural bodies. And I think sometimes when you see it from that view, that automatically makes you feel like, oh, I'm not strong enough, I'm not lean enough, I'm not skinny enough to do something like that. So I think when you see that already puts you off.
Exactly, because I remember like even whenever I was running around, you know, for the running bit, you had all these like really strong guys just like with their abs and stuff running past you, and I thought, oh my god, at one point. But luckily I had like this probably 60 odd man, and I was like, you know what, fair fucks to him, if he's able to do it, like I'm gonna push on. And it was just a really nice thing. But like, yeah,
I think doing events like that, it just shows you that any age, any person can absolutely do anything. Like it's not just a one size fits all like that you see on Instagram. Like it's always like the fitness models, the washboard abs, the this, that, the other, but actually there's a whole different side of like fitness events and fitness in itself. Like there is everyone that looks completely different.
Yeah, completely.
Like that. How would you compare the person to like you was before to now, like when you was in that kind of bad mindset and relationship with food and stuff like that, and how would you what are the changes between then and now?
I think back then I was so like, because my life had no routine, it was just chaos. Like everything in my life was just chaotic. Like I'd be out drinking, like binge drinking as well, like that was awful. Whereas now I'm completely like, I don't want anything to do with it. Like, I mean, I'll have like a little social drink here and there, but like I'm always thinking in my head like, this is just kind of like, it's not good what I'm putting into my body in that way. Like it's like, I know people be like, oh, like you need to have like some sort of fun and stuff, but I'm like, I don't even want that, because I'm thinking of all the years where I've like been so bad to my body that like that's gonna have like such an effect whenever I get older. And obviously like I see people every day that neglect themselves, that come into work, and I'm like, I never want to be in that state. And like thinking back to like all like I've been drinking from probably about the age of 12, drinking like, I know bad that like but like drinking raw vodka at 12 years age to like whatever, like I'm thinking I've done so much damage and smoking, I'm like, I just don't want to put that stuff in me and be surrounded with it either. Like
yeah, because you're a nurse, which is obviously we're not touched on yet. So being a nurse, that's obviously showing you what things can do to your body. But how has being a nurse took a toll on like your fitness and health and stuff like that? And like, can we give any like advice to any other nurses and people that work in your kind of field of work?
So I think before, whenever I was just being a bit neglectful to myself, like your energy, like if you're not looking after yourself, like you can't look after other people. Like you're not well, you're tired, you're low energy. Half the time you're not getting a break sometimes. And also, even on your breaks, if you're not feeling your body right, you can't go into the rest of your shift and be like, right, let's smash this out, like, because you're so fatigued. Whereas now, like, I've corrected all that. I'm like eating nutritious meals and things like that. I'm able to go for long periods and just feel fuller and just power through it now. So it's a hell of a lot better, like.
Yeah, so it's about fueling yourself and making sure you're taking time for yourself, making sure you got a good routine,
Yeah.
stuff like that, because obviously your job is so demanding physically and mentally, like 12-hour shifts. It's, you know, it's a lot on your body, so you need to be making sure that you're obviously like nutritious foods, like making sure you're exercising outside of them hours and just making sure that you're looking after your body properly.
Yeah, definitely. So it all has an effect.
Good. How has your confidence changed since, like, over the last few years, like working with me and like doing different things like your photo shoots and like all these different events and stuff?
I think, like, definitely, like, beforehand, walking into a gym used to be so daunting. Like, no matter what, I used to always be like, oh my god, like, people are staring at me, people are this, that, and the other, and I'm thinking, oh, I probably just look stupid standing here, like, what I'm doing. Whereas now, like, I'm going into gyms and I'm like, I just don't really care. I don't think about what they're thinking. I don't think, like, oh my god, I don't want to go in there. Like, the anxiety I would feel before walking into a gym was horrific. Whereas now, like, I can just walk through and be like, no one gives a fuck because they don't, like, which is amazing. Because beforehand, like, whenever I was younger, I'd always be like dragging my friends to come with me because I just wanted that, like, extra support there. And then, like, if they couldn't go then that day, I'd be like, oh fuck it, like, I'm not gonna go then because I needed that person to lean on. Whereas now I'm just like, I just don't care. So, like, my confidence is built so much from you in that way. Because I also used to be like, if I didn't have a PT, I'd never go to the gym. I always needed my PT to be like someone there at me as well. So that's great for me.
No, that's really good. And like, obviously, from where you used to be to now, what have you changed? Like, what are the things that you've kind of done to get you into this position now?
I think a lot of, like, education from you, like, saying that we're prioritizing your training in the sense of, like, it's not just cardio. Whereas before I used to always be like, oh my god, like, I need so much cardio, you need to be battering that. And it's like, that's, you also need to be lifting weights to, like, get the goals that I want, you know what I mean? And then also being diagnosed with PCOS and things like that, that's something that, like, where I've effed up massively, because I've been doing, like, I remember, do you remember Holly from Geordie Shore?
Yeah.
I remember she sold these books, these little, I don't know what they were, but they were so toxic. It would say, like, you would have a glass of water in the morning, then you'd have, like, 2 sausages and an egg, and then you wouldn't eat until, like, 6 o'clock or something that evening, and have, like, I don't know, a salad with, like, a slice of chicken, but you'd have so much cardio. And looking back, like, I was doing that at, like, 21, and I'm like, that is the worst possible thing I could have done for myself, in the sense of, like, I've obviously been in a PCOS flare-up for so many years, and this is the result of it now. So, yeah.
But you would have fell into the trap that everyone else falls into, the buying into influencers, you know, when they've got a big following and you like the look of their body and stuff like that, and they do sell you something like that. You just fall into it because you think that you're going to get the same results, but in, like you've just said, it was toxic, it was under eating, it was excessive cardio, and it just didn't get you to where you wanted to be, and it obviously made you a bit depressed and like sad and like no energy, and you then obviously that created that negative cycle with food, and obviously then that created that negative cycle with cardio, and always wanted to do more cardio and eat less and stuff like that.
Because I think as well, then you're looking at those influencers like Holly, she's come out and she's basically said, like, yeah, I've had so many BBLs, I've had so many liposuctions. So it's like these things that they were, like, releasing to, like, us as, like, young kids, like, that we were watching them for so young, that we're like, oh my god, I want to be these people. And it's like,
It wasn't really.
they're not even built that way. Like, they had to go buy that, do you know what I mean? And it's like, you have that, like, social media thing as well, and you just are constantly on Instagram and you're seeing all these people look like a certain way, and you're like, oh my god, I want to look that way. And then now they're all saying, like, yeah, I've had, like, all these BBLs. Like, Kylie Jenner's coming out saying, oh, I've had a BBL, but for years you've been telling people you've not. And it's like, it's just a horrible mindset to have. And it's like, yeah, they're coming out now saying like, oh yeah, I've had all these surgeries, but like, yeah, that doesn't stop the years of all that like negative talking to yourself, because you couldn't be honest and say, well, actually it's surgery and you will never look like this because you don't have the money.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. It's really, really toxic, because obviously we're seeing what we're seeing on Instagram. Like, we see more lives of people than ever before, and we're seeing all these different fitness influencers, and everyone buys into them, and then obviously you realise that they've been lying, or you know, they end up selling you all this shit that's like supplements and this, that, the other. And it's like when they say these 5 things got me this lean, or these 5 things got me this, and then you just buy into it because you want to look like that. And then it ends up being completely different.
Yeah, you come out worse than you did before. Because I remember even drinking these teas.
These
detox
booty. Talk about this.
I remember my mum was going mental. I was only probably about 17, 18. I can't remember if it was Holly or Vicky Pass, and one of them was released this like green booty tea, and it was like, in my head I was like, that's gonna get me skinny and get me a fat ass from drinking this green booty detox tea. Like, and I look back now and I'm like, what the hell? Why did I think I was going to grow an ass from drinking tea all day?
Yeah.
like
like they don't teach you what you actually need to do to build or change your body in the way that you want to change it. Like, obviously lifting weights, eating and prioritizing your food as fuel, and not, you know, these teas, what do? They starve you. Like, they don't do anything. You lose a lot of weight on them, but you're not building the body that you want to build.
Yeah, but then it's like you drink the teas as well, and then you look great for like 6 weeks, and then you go back to regular eating, and then it's like it's all comes back worse this time.
Yeah, so you start that cycle again. Yeah, it's so vicious. Like, social media is so vicious, because we've got people still selling these things like weight loss injections, weight loss pills, detox teas, and people buy into them because they want that quick fix. And they think that it's going to get them their dream body, but their dream body actually happens through, you know, eating well, fueling the body, training, lifting weights. Like we spoke about on a different video about the word toned. Toned means building muscle, but to a lot of women, they just want the toned look without the building muscle. So like, when you wanted the fat ass, shall we say, you went down the T route, didn't get the fat ass, because that fat ass is obviously built through
pancakes.
It's built through obviously training properly, eating well, and obviously you didn't get that. So
No, did not get that result, unfortunately.
so that is why you should not buy into shit like that, basically.
Yeah,
and
I
like,
would never. I mean, I see sometimes, I don't know what it is, but I'll see things and I'll be like, you know, when people say about, oh, this supplement here, it'll get whatever, I see myself read it for like a split second and think, oh my god, this is going to help, and then all of a sudden I'm like, but it's not. I've been here before, like, and that's not going to do anything. It's all about protein, your sleep, and lifting weights.
yeah, it's about the daily things that you do: your stress, your sleep, your eating, your training, your movement, your overall like daily habits. That's what it's all about. And like, yes, they'll sell you these supplements and these teas and this, that, the other, and they'll sell you the world basically, and like sell you all these lies, but they don't actually do anything. Like, if you've not got your daily habits in check and you're not doing the things that you should be doing, adding stuff like that is just basically putting a plaster over the problem.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, because like I've seen, obviously I've only been properly on track the past couple of months because I've been such a bad mindset with things, but like the way the effects that like I've the changes I've already seen from like just eating that more protein and like doing more weights and things like that, it's crazy. Like the definition and the changes, I'm proud of myself, even though like I still have that mindset of like whenever I step onto scales and say, oh my god, they're not going down, and then I go and speak to you about it, I'm like, right, okay, I come back feeling better from it, whereas before I'd be like, oh my god, I'm going to go back to starving myself and this, that and the other. But I'm like, it's a slow burner. And then obviously because I've got the PCOS as well, that like it just all makes sense now as to why my body just wasn't responding the way to a normal person would as well.
Yeah. How would you say that you've mentally changed from before to now, in terms of everything, like how you see things and how you speak to yourself, and even the scales? I know we still have blips where we stand on them and we feel like shit, but how do you think that you've mentally changed in all them different ways?
I think before, like, it was so easy just to like snap back into like bad habits and bad routines, because I was just like, well, what's the point? I'm trying so hard with things. And then now, because it's like I've got PCOS, I'm like, right, well, obviously it's going to do that way. So now I'm more like positive about it in the sense of, well, I'm not going to just, I've done all that hard work, and just because I've stepped on the scales and now I'm seeing this here, I'm not going to just like F it up and be like, right, I'm going to binge now, because it's not going to do anything for me. And obviously then I have to think back to like, okay, what did I do a bit bad for me yesterday? Did I like not get my steps in? Did I not train as right? Did I not eat the right food? Like what's done this flare up? That it's not about like, okay, a whole different things. It's just about one thing might have been effed up the day before to then get to me to there.
Yeah, it's about what do you do after a bad day.
Yeah.
You know, we don't, you know, when you have a bad day or you miss a gym session or you miss your steps or you eat out, for example, it's not necessarily a bad day. It's what happens after that. So, you know, if we've maybe not hit that gym session, okay, what do? We sit and analyse it. We say, all right, well, we missed it yesterday. That's okay. We move on. We don't take it into the next day and think, oh, you know what, I'm going to do twice as much work today because I missed yesterday, or I ate out yesterday, so I'm going to starve myself today. It's about, okay, analysing what we've done, and then we move on and we just go back into that normal routine. It's just about picking yourself up after a bad day and just not letting it then flow into another day or another week. And it's just about, cool, yeah, you missed a day, you might have missed a few steps, all right, we've still got a few more days then to catch up or make up them steps that we might have missed. And it's just about having that mindset there of just, you know, keeping going instead of just being like, oh, I've had a bad day, let's fuck it off until next week.
And I think that's what I used to do so many times, and it would just get me into a state of mind of where I'm like, I can't be asked. Because it is hard, like, do you know what I mean? Whenever you feel like you're trying so much, and then whenever you be like, right, I think I'm going to, like, see the scales go down a bit, and you step on and you're thinking, what the fuck, it's went up. And you're like, you can't, what's the point, you know what I mean? So whereas now that I've got this, like, diagnosis, I'm a bit more kinder to myself in the sense of, like, right, I'm not going to just sit here and vegetate on this. Like, I'm going to just keep going forward now, which is better for me, and it's helped my confidence so much to be like, it's not like my problem in a sense.
Yeah, I think the scales is a huge one in it. Like, you know, when you've ticked all the boxes, you've been to the gym, you've done your nutrition, and you stand on the scales and they've gone up, it has that like dropping feeling where you're like, oh my god, where's it gone wrong? I've put weight on, you know, I need to then starve myself, or I need to you know, do something crazy the day after. But you don't, because like we said, it's just a natural fluctuation, especially when you have got PCOS like you, or something going on. As soon as there's a change in the body, it changes on the scales, and that's what we need to kind of get a grasp of. So like now you've kind of got more of a positive outlook, like if it does change, it's not me, I've not, you know, let's analyse, have I done anything differently? No. Okay, so it's not me, I haven't, you know, I'm still on plan, it's just a fluctuation in the body.
Yeah, 100%. It is a massive one for me, I think. I just the way, like I said before, about like all these like influencers, and they're saying like about the way they look, and it's like, bitch, you don't even look that way, because you've got the surgeries, you've got a team of people making you look that kind of way with lighting and whatnot and stuff like that there. And I feel like it just had such a negative impact on me, and I know it has such an impact as well on my friends and family as well. Yeah, that would probably be the most crabbing thing for me. And then also just like with shift working as well, it's just so difficult to keep that routine in a flow.
Yeah, for anyone that is on shift works, nurses and stuff like that, have you got any kind of tips that you would give them?
Meal preps.
Big one.
That is probably my biggest one, because I think if you don't meal prep on your night shift, like you wake up from your night shift and you just want to like bed rot. Like, I'm sorry, but like that's for those 2 hours before you go to work, you're not gonna like, I mean, everyone's different. I mean, I don't want to go to the gym. I just want to like sit, chill, watch TV, and then go to work. And then when I'm finished my shift, go to the gym straight after. But it's about finding your balance. Like, mine's obviously works that way. People might be like, oh no, get up and go to the gym. And then, just trying to find your balance with that.
It's just about finding what works for you. Obviously, you find it easier going after your night shift, going to the gym and then going home and sleeping. Yeah. Making sure you got meal prepping, so you're actually eating properly in between shifts, on your shifts as well. I think taking when you've been taking food and you've been so much more on track instead of obviously
Yeah.
going to the canteen and buying rubbish or just surviving off energy drinks and
Yeah.
sugar. I think you've had more regulated energy levels since you've been obviously meal prepping and eating properly throughout shifts and just
Yeah.
making sure you're drinking enough water.
And I
stuff
think
like
as
that.
well with night shifts, because like when you're working, like there's such like a thing of like where people are like, right, we're getting a takeaway, so then the whole department's getting a takeaway, and then you've got people being like, oh, you're getting something, and then it's so easy to fall into that trap of like, yeah, go on, like get me something, and then it's like you're sitting at 3 a.m. eating a full-blown Chinese, like what the fuck.
Yeah, it doesn't give you any benefits. Does
Yeah,
it?
like it's just carbs, and it's like you feel sluggish, you can't be asked, and it's like for me, I would much rather have my Chinese at home rather than sat, you know, in a staff room
Yeah.
eating a Chinese. Like
Yeah, so it's just about having a bit more,
yeah,
what's the word, just saying no a bit more, because you've got to think about how is that going to affect you. Is it going to affect you positively?
Yeah.
If so, say yeah. If it's not, say no. Like people
Yeah.
need to kind of get to that point where it's like, if it's going to positively affect you, then yeah, cool, allow it into your life. But if it's not,
Yeah.
don't allow it into your life. I think that's where we need to kind of get that balance, because like you said, especially in workplaces, a lot of people say yes to things that don't benefit them just because it's easy.
Yeah.
And they don't want to be the person to say no, because then obviously people start to say, oh, you're boring, or go on, have something,
Yeah.
or live a little bit. But I think you need to just get to that point where you're like, actually it's not going to benefit me, so why would I say yes?
Yeah.
This is all about you and how you're feeling, and obviously getting to your goals. So again, is it aligning with your goals? If it's not, why would you say yeah? Like, you need to kind of get to that position where you know where to say yeah and where to say no. And I know it's hard sometimes in certain situations, but you just got to sit down to yourself and just ask yourself questions like, is it affecting me positively? Is it going to align me with my goals? If it's not, say no, because the only person on your path towards your goals is you.
Yeah.
Same for people and their opinions. If they're positively affecting you, cool. If not, don't listen to them. Like, everyone's got their own opinion, but if it's Margaret from the staff room saying, oh, live a little bit and have a
Yeah.
piece of cake, is that going to bring anything good to your life? Probably not. Like, you're
I think it's as well comfort eating as well, because whenever
Yeah.
it's like you're having such like a shit show of a shift and you're like, oh my god, and someone comes around and says, oh, I'm getting this, you just kind of, oh, go on then, get me something, because you just want something to make you feel good in that way. And I think like when you meal prep and you know what you're having, and you can make it nice as well, you can make it tasteful, so even if you do it in that way, you're
Yeah.
more inclined to say no.
Yeah, so you've got something to look forward to
Yeah.
instead of like, so like instead of comfort eating, what would you say? Just like meal prep, making it tasty.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like having like even like your little like snacks that are just like low calorie and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That works for me, because then it's like I'm someone that does need sugar. Like
I do understand it on your night shift, because you've got to keep yourself awake. But again, instead of comfort eating, we're looking at snacks that are lower calorie, but you're still enjoying them.
Yeah.
Food that's enjoyable, but still within like your calories and like your meal prep, and it just
Yeah.
stops you from doing that, and just like that's so much better.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. How do you feel now you've been diagnosed with PCOS? What has that made you feel? How's that made a change? Stuff like that.
It's made me feel like relieved. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like I've struggled with weight loss like my whole life. It felt like I was even saying it to my mum, and my mum was like, "Oh, well, that explains a lot," and I was just like, "Yeah, finally," like, because obviously looking back on my history on how I went to achieve weight loss is the things that just made PCOS intensified it like to be worse and more progressive. So now that I'm like educated on it a bit more, and also got this diagnosis, I'm like, right, I know now where I can make these changes and where to start. Because I mean, I only got that diagnosis like a week ago now, and I'm like, I'm buzzing with it. Like, as most people would be like, oh fucking hell, like I've got PCOS, I'm like, I feel more uplifted with it, in the sense of coming to terms with like, right, I now know how I can make these changes and what to do. And I just feel, yeah, it's shit in some way, because it's like, oh my god, I feel like
The world's against you.
yeah,
It's
like
sometimes harder.
it just doesn't feel like nothing comes easy, but like, so what, you can still work around it.
I love that because you're seeing the positive side of it, because a lot of women, when they get diagnosed, they see it as a bad thing, and like they hate the bodies, they think that the world's against them, they feel really alone. Like it feels like a very lonely place when you get diagnosed, because everyone's got it easier than you, let's say, because obviously it's 10 times harder for you, and obviously harder to lose weight and all this kind of stuff, but you're kind of seeing the positive side of it, and I really like that. How would you give anyone tips about this? How would you kind of see the positive side of that?
Well, the way I looked at it was that, like, for years I felt shit about, like, not being able to lose weight and having this weight. And it's like, well, you felt shit for so long, so why does this one diagnosis, why is that going to make you feel even worse? When it's like, okay, you know why all that crap has happened to you. So, like, there's now a way to reverse it all. There's ways to, like, look at your eating, like, like simple changes, like, instead of having white rice all the time, have brown, you know what I mean? Like, making those little slight changes to see what works best for you. Obviously, the cardio aspect, like, if you've been battering cardio the whole time, that's going to make it so worse.
So worse.
Like, you know what I mean?
Like
it's just
intense cardio makes it worse, so now we've kind of brought it down a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, it's just, you've now got something to work on. What you've been doing for years anyway, which has been obviously bad for your PCOS, but you can switch
so when it's not been working, you now know that obviously the changes that you need to make is obviously you can do them, and obviously that will help you obviously in the long run, which is positive. I love that, very positive outlook. Anything else you would like to say to women out there, PCOS or not PCOS, anything, any advice, any motivational, anything that you want to say? Something. What would you like to have been told when you was younger?
That numbers and scales don't matter. What people look like around you do not matter. It's about what you want for yourself and your goals. So don't let anyone else influence that for you.
Oh, I love that. I wish I'd asked everyone else that now. That's a really good thing, isn't it? What would you say to your younger self?
Me?
Yeah.
Like, don't shrink yourself to fit in with everyone else.
Love that.
Full stop.
Full stop. Anything else you'd say to you?
Sorry, but you threw me off when you said shrink. I thought you meant, like, get smaller.
I
was like, where's she going with it?
Maybe have to be 5'4".
Yeah. Anything else you would say? Anything else you would say to your younger self other than that?
Just don't fall into those bad habits of...
Yeah. Don't fall for the booties.
Yeah.
Don't fall for the shitty supplements.
Yeah, and the 2 meals a day.
Yeah. So we've learned from experience, do not choose them.
Literally. Yeah.
Boom, bosh. How have I made an impact on your life?
You, right. You've impacted me in such a positive way, in more ways that I don't think you even realise. I'm so bad at telling people positive things about themselves. In the sense of, like, you're not just like your normal PT, you know what I mean? Like, you're literally so supportive in every single aspect, in trying to get me to my goals, and even away from all that stuff as well. Like, you're just a really good support system to have, and I think, like, you need that. Like, with all my other PTs, like, previously, like, yeah, you'd go in, do your session, whatever, and then that was it. You wouldn't hear anything till, like, the next week, whenever you're like, okay, what we're training next week or whatever. Whereas, like, you're so person focused. Like, you are the one-to-one experience, like, in a way. Like, you'll tailor someone's plan, you'll do their whole bloody week out for them to make sure that person's going to get their goals. Like, I'm like, it's crazy how you go and above and beyond for people, and you're just such a blessing to have.
That's so cute. Oh, I love that. Okay, how have I helped you change physically, mentally, and confidence-wise?
So mentally, like, you've made me more aware of, like, foods. Like, I used to have this thing of, like, okay, well, I can have that whole ass chocolate bar as long as I don't eat anything for the rest of the day, whereas, like, now I'm more prioritising, like, volume eating in that way, so, which is buzzing. My confidence you've gained me so much confidence to just go into the gym and just smash out these workouts as well. Like, there's things beforehand where I've like been like, oh, I want to try do that, but like I've been too scared to do it because I'm like, oh my god, like people are gonna stare at me because I'm gonna do that wrong. Like I don't want to be that person in the gym. So you've given me the confidence just to be like, fuck it, like do it. And then yeah, I forgot the other question too.
Yeah, it was basically just how I'd helped you physically, mentally, and confidence-wise. But I think you've proven to yourself what you can do. I think you've always been a person that's always heavily doubted yourself and your abilities to do different things. And I think we've kind of got you to a point now where you're like, actually, I can do things.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a nice thing because I've seen you grow so much. Oh, there's a dog. I've seen you grown so much because you was just so unconfident, so much of a I can't person.
Yeah.
I don't look like them. I'm not like them. I
Yeah.
won't be able to. Whereas now you've been doing things and you've actually been pushing yourself to do things. Yes, you've had to have a foot up your bum, but you've really proven to yourself that you can do it.
Yes, all thanks to you.
Oh, thank you. Right, well, that is the end. If you like, you want to like and
Subscribe.
for more content like this. So cringy, but gotta be done. Right.